Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who were well that taught us this truth, and much love, greetings, and salutations to all the fellow laborers of the tabernacle of David, though for elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And in this lesson, I want to deal with how, in this thing of ours, you're going to have moments when, you're going to feel exhausted, by the different, battles that you're going to be fighting, the different spirits, the demons, messing with you, the fact that you have to turn the other cheek because, so much wickedness is allowed to fester and go on in the world. And there's nothing that you can really do about it. And, basically the scriptures say that, that the wicked shall, wear out the saints. And that's where we become exhausted. We be worn out because, this life, this life that we have to endure, in this wicked kingdom, in this hellhole, sometimes it can weigh on your spirit. And that's why you got to have the balance of, reading these scriptures and knowing and anticipating that we're going to receive a greater reward that's out of this world. And, knowing that, sometimes we get a little anxious, we get eager, we get, impatient, longing for the kingdom. And that was one of the things that even the apostles, when they were on the scene, they were hoping that the YAHAWASHI would give them the kingdom back then. Because you got to remember, this was during the height of the Roman Empire, and we all know that the Roman Empire was fashioned in wickedness. There was a lot of homosexuality. There was a lot of idolatry. There was a lot of the Romans were pedophiles. There was a lot of persecution of the church. There was a lot going on. So, they were hoping that YAHAWASHI would, take this devil down and give them the kingdom, after, YAHAWASHI died and resurrected. So I want to start with this account, which, brothers already know these scriptures, when basically, after, YAHAWASHI appeared to them, for 40 days, and he was getting ready to ascend back to the heavens and sit upon a throne of glory. They asked him a question, and that same question, it resonates, with our spirit, how, we're even in this day, we're very desirous, of a new heavens and a new earth. But back then it wasn't the time. All right. And let me remember read it. This is Acts 1 and verse 4. It says, and being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which saith he, ye have heard of me. For John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Ghost not many days hence. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. So right there, you see the account of the apostles even desiring, the kingdom. All right. Because they, of course, they had to go through their afflictions. They had to carry their cross. And the Lord basically had to establish them and let them know this ain't the time. Matter of fact, when I leave, I'm going to give you guys the power, and you're going to go out there and you're going to wake up the Israelite foreigners. You're going to go out there and perform miracles. You're going to make sure that the gospel is being spread, throughout the four corners of the earth. My fame is the fame of the gospel is going to be shed abroad through you. And that's what got to happen. And even to this very day, YAHAWASHI said that, and this gospel must be preached to among all nations, and then shall the end come. So for those 2,000 years, things had not happened that should have been fulfilled according to prophecy. So now we're coming into that time now where things are, now we're starting to see the things become fulfilled. All right, in the epistle to the church of Thessalonica, Apostle Paul said that there would be a falling away first. All right, and we fell away, after the besieging of Jerusalem. We got scattered into four corners of the earth. All right, then you had the Roman Empire, the Flavian dynasty, which was the last of the pagan Roman Empire. They had to rule, and then they eventually fell, and then the Holy Roman Empire was assimilated into it, and then you had Jake ruling for a certain period of time. Then we had to have the Dark Ages. You had to have the Roman Catholic Church set up. The series of popes that sat upon, so on and so forth. So all these things have to take place before the end come. And YAHAWASHI, he knew it. Let me get Luke 17 real quick. He knew that there would be a time where even his men, it would be a time where they would desire the day of the Lord, man. I mean, you can't blame brothers for feeling that way. Brothers, we want the kingdom to come yesterday, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want this, man, this devil, all the oppression that we have to suffer here, man, the hell, the affliction, the infirmities. We really long for this to all pass away, man. But we got to have patience. All right. And that's what the Lord is showing us. And this is what we're developing in this fight, man. We're learning how to be patient. All right. And we also learning to appreciate the will of the Most High, man, and its purpose and why he's doing the things that he's doing. All right. Let me get Luke 17 and verse 20. I'll start at verse 20. It says, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of the Most High should come, and this was always a reoccurring topic, the kingdom. They were always discussing the kingdom because they were longing for the kingdom long back then. The Romans was putting hell on Israel. So we wanted our position. We wanted rule. We wanted our own hegemony. It was all in the mind of Israel to be back on top, man, to be the world rulers. And for so long, we have not been in our rightful position. And that's because of what? We went against his law, statutes, commandments. We broke the covenant. All right, it says, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. And that's how the kingdom of heaven is first and foremost being built, is actually through the elect, the men of the Lord, the tabernacle of David. And it's basically through the wisdom that they're developing, that they're learning. It's a mindset, all right, that's being built. All right, it's a way that we're conducting ourselves. We're getting back to our royal roots, our royal nature, how to conduct ourselves. All right, the riches of this knowledge of the kingdom, man, learning how to become judges and rulers, learning how to walk in the spirit. All right, because we came from a very lowly state. We were dry bones in the valley, man. We were without understanding. We were without a head, a shepherd. All right. So it wasn't just till recently, 50 years ago where the Lord, he woke up, special men, or men that he established and set up to basically restore us back to the ways of the fathers. All right. We had to have, John the Baptist come back, Elijah. All right. The Lord had to raise up, King David. All right. All the prophets, all the men of the Lord had to be, brought back. And now we beginning to see that progress, the transition, where we're beginning to be built up as a kingdom again. But as a people, the kingdom is within us. All right. And basically the ultimate goal is to measure up to the full stature of YAHAWASHI, which is to be perfect. That's why YAHAWASHI said, be ye perfect, even as my Father is in heaven is perfect. And that's what we're striving to be. All right. That's the kingdom. And then it's going to assimilate to a physical kingdom where we're going to take the kingdom from these other nations, starting with YAHAWASHI. And that's another thing that we got to wait upon. We can't get the kingdom unless we get what? The power. All right. So let me keep going. It's verse 22. It says, and he said unto the disciples, the days will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and ye shall not see it. All right, because basically they're gonna be anxious. All right, the apostles, the men of the Lord, they're gonna be very desirous and they're gonna yearn for the coming of the day of the Lord, man. All right, but like the scriptures say, we gotta be patient. All right, we know that because of us preaching that the kingdom is gonna come, and we know that what's going to have to take place in order for us to receive the kingdom, it's going to be war. It's going to be, opposition. We're going to get a major resistance from the world based off of what we're preaching. So we're going to be persecuted, which YAHAWASHI warned us, that, we're going to be given up to a matter of fact, let me get that real quick. All right. We're going to be given up, This is Matthew 10 and 18. It says, and you shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. All right. So what we're doing is making a noise in the world that, even the higher ups are going to take notice to what we're doing. And we're causing a major change. And it's also forwarding the essence of Esau's kingdom being broken down, because we're speaking it to existence. All right. Prophesying against Esau, prophesying against Babylon the Great, which is what the Lord always did before he brought down an empire. He sent his prophets out. So that's another way we know that we're at the end and the kingdom is getting ready to be established. All right. So we're going to be, this is another thing that we have to experience before the kingdom even comes. Acts 14 and 22 says, with much through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. And this is part of that tribulation, being brought before, governors, or the rulers of this world, our own people turning against us, betraying us, giving us up, us getting put in prison for teaching his word. The scriptures even say that certain brothers are going to be martyrs. They're going to be beheaded for the witness or the testimony of YAHAWASHI. All right. All these things have to take place. The Lord is assembling the nations, the kingdoms of the nations over there in the Middle East. The Lord is setting up this battle of Armageddon. All right. You got right now, the U.S. got the UK, establishing and sending war crafts in the Persian Gulf, basically trying to provoke, more aggression from Iran to try to start a war. And I guess some more oil tankers got sieged, so Iran is basically threatening the UK, and the US is basically using them to basically provoke them. Man, they sticking a pinky toe, right on the other side of, their boundaries, man, to try to provoke them. So we already see where everything is heading. The Lord is setting everything up. All right. Then here in the States, you already see morality is it doesn't exist anymore. All right. Esau is a madman. Our people has become mad. All right. The LGBTQ A through Z, everything is just, wickedness is having its elevation. You better believe even back during the ancient Roman Empire, they felt the same way, where wickedness was such on a high level, they couldn't wait for the Lord to come back. How much more to this day? All right. Esau is doing, he's man, this guy is, he's getting more and more bugged out, because of that pride that's in him. All right. The brother YAHAWAH, I just did a video how this devil plans to put, pig parts in humans, man. Like this guy is he's crazy, man. And he's coming up with new ideas every single day. You know, that's another reason why we long for the Lord to come back and destroy this place. Because if the Lord didn't shorten the days for the elect's sake, it would be no flesh left to be saved, man. You know. So you know, that's another thing that we have to deal with. You know, persecution. You know, getting locked up for the Lord's sake. All right, like it says in Revelation 2:10, some of you shall be, you know, cast into the devil shall cast some of you into prison that you may be tried. You know, so these things all have to take place. So we have to be patient. We have to watch. And it's interesting because while we're waiting, the Lord is basically allowing us to sit back and analyze and watch everything. It's like basically the Lord is giving us a movie to watch before he opened up the door to allow us to go and walk into the kingdom, you know, and what we're watching, man, this is the greatest movie ever, man. You seeing Jake bug out in the world, you seeing Jake and the truth, you know, just losing their mind, and you understand why the Lord said he's going to kill 2/3 of our people. All right, that's a heavy sifting. The Lord searching Jerusalem with those candles. A lot of dudes getting exposed, getting removed from the faith. You know, Jake doing what the hell they want to do. You got red carpet events taking place in Israel. You know, guys showing up, you know, getting a celebrity 15 minutes a shine on. And it's, man. But these are things that we're watching while we're waiting. Okay. And you seeing how the Most High is getting ready to, he got something special, you know, in the works, man. All right. The Lord showing us signs in the heavens. You know, that frightful image that brothers did response videos to, that image of the Lord. It looked like the Lord up in the sky in the clouds, man, at night. You know, you could see the look in his eyes, man. That was the most terrifying, austere look I've ever seen, man. All right. That expression of his image in that sky, man. That's just a testimony of you know, the Lord, you know, he's getting ready to do something, man. And he's angry. Okay. So, hey, while things are happening, hey, be patient. It seems like everything is dragging, but really, if you're paying attention, this is what this, matter of fact, let me get it. Ezekiel 12. And I'm going to start at verse 26. And it says, again, the word Lord YAHAWAH came to me saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And he prophesied of the times that are far off. You know, and our people, they start to develop that, you know, that attitude because, you know, it seemed like the Lord is, you know, dragging his feet, so to speak. So they think that the things of the end doesn't really concern them. They put it far off. You know, the Lord delays his coming. So, you know, we might as well just, you know, while we still here, you know, let's start building communities and, you know, let's you know, still go to school and get degrees and, you know, let's set up our 401ks and, you know, like you still have another 50, 60 years left in this society, man. You know, no, man, we right at the door. We at the beginning of the end of the end. We finna start seeing major calamities, catastrophe. All right. The South right now, they getting ready to get washed up again by yet another whirlwind. Okay, you know they're going to more than likely declare a state of emergency. All right, people going to be asked to basically, you know, go to the nearest detention center or FEMA camp. You know, you got the troops out there. People going to be you know, looting, or you know, people going to be lined up for food. People going to be losing their homes. We already know how this go, man. All right. All these things have to take place, man. Jacob's trouble, seditions among men. All right. We seeing what's happening in Central and South America. A lot of the exiles of Venezuela, you know, the women out prostituting in other countries, man. Just to eat, just to survive. You know, Ecuador is in straits. Haiti is in straits. Everywhere where our people are at, they're in straits right now. The so-called illegals here in America, ICE is after their ass right now. All right. So, hey, major things we're starting to see it, man. The racial tension, you know, it's all happening, man. So it says, therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord power. All right. And we're and it's being done. All right. So, you know, it is what it is, man. So, you know, we got to be patient, man. And of course, you know, the scriptures even say this. Let me get this in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, which, you know, we always like to go into this scripture, you know, because you should want change. You want to see righteousness reign on the earth, man. You want to see a new rulership, a new regime on the planet. Because look how everything has been since this devil been in position of power, man. Everything is passing away. The earth is rising up against Esau. Sinkholes and, you know, animals attacking, and, you know, certain species ending up on an endangered species list. So the Most High got to hide some of the species of his creation so that Esau don't destroy them off. You know, it's happening, man. All these water sprouts and hurricanes, earthquakes, man. That's because of what this devil's doing. So even the earth is hastening for the day of the Lord, man. So let me get this 2 Peter 3 and verse. Let me see. This is 2 Peter 3 and verse 10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works thereof shall be burnt up. And that's the day that everything is going to change on the earth. All right. That's going to be the day when Esau's world becomes Jacob's. And this is how Esau is going to go out. All right. The Most High is going to flame the shit out of him. Thus saith the Bible. All right. It says, seeing then that all these shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So while, you know, we're waiting for the downfall of this devil and the day of the Lord, we still got to be fixing ourselves. You know, we still got to, you know, purge ourselves and judge ourselves and make sure we're doing everything in our power to please the Heavenly Father, to become a better servant of YAHAWASHI. All right, doing what's needful of us, what's required of us, you know, being charitable, teaching his word diligently, man. All right, showing charity. All right, rebuking and exhorting with all long suffering and doctrine. All right, walking in the gospel, man. That's what we ought to be doing. Okay. It says, seeing then that all these, or I read that, verse 12, it says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord. And what does it mean to haste? It means basically to earnestly desire. Okay. Earnestly desiring unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, and this is what we're hoping for. Our hope is in the promise. We're prisoners of that hope, man. That we finally get to be changed, that we finally get to have power, that we finally get to become perfect, that we finally get to have the yoke, you know, broke off of our neck. Now that we're free and we're at liberty to be able to live righteously like we want to. That's according to the promise, man. All right. It says we look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And that's what we long for. All right. And in this kingdom, seeing how wicked it's getting, man. But we have something to expect at the end of all this. And because it feels prolonged, sometimes, you know, you're going to feel, you know, you're going to become exhausted, man. You know, sometimes you're going to be stressed, you know, to the level of depression, but you got to fight that depression, man. We're learning to become patient. We got to learn how to, like the apostles, you know, been saying, Apostle Tahar, got to learn how to get acquainted with catching hell. You got to learn to love hell, man. And when you become desensitized to hell, that should make you hard as hell, man. You know, that nothing can really sway you from the path, man. You're used to the hell. All right. So while we're waiting, you know, whatever hell comes your way, you like, man, whatever. You know, hey, we got to bear up the cross. You know, there's more hell that we got to catch, but hey, we already know what we to expect after this. This is Lamentations 3:26. It says, "It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord." All right, and we know that that's not an easy thing. All right, it's a reason why a lot of guys fall back into the world. You know, they fall away from their hope, man, because the Lord didn't come on their time. They lost patience. We all know what it says in Sirach, the 2nd chapter. You know, woe to you that lose patience. You know, you think the Lord is going to defend you in that day? Nah, you lost patience, man. Okay, this is Proverbs 13:12. It says, "Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life." All right. And that's what we desire, man. And it's going to come. It's already created for us in the spirit. We just got to wait for it to physically manifest. All right. This is 2nd Ezra 2. In verse 10, it says, "Thus saith the Lord unto Ezra, tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I would have given unto Israel. Their glory also will I take unto me, and give these the everlasting tabernacles which I prepare for them." So the Lord already got those bodies stored up for us, man. That when he comes back, that's when we get changed in the twinkling of an eye. That's those everlasting tabernacles, bodies that are incorruptible, that can never break down, that can never die, that can never get sick, that can never get tired. That's what we waiting on, man. You know, I'm tired right now while I'm going into this, man. I shouldn't feel this way. I'm still a young man, but that's we living in this wicked ass kingdom, man. We breathing in all these toxins. You know, the food that we putting in our body is actually breaking our body down, man. You know, we have low level strength, man. So we do desire to be changed. All right. We desire order, man. We can't wait for order to be established, man. You know, for the men to finally be able to live like men and do the things men should be able to do without being ostracized and demonized and vilified. You know, what the hell is toxic masculinity, man? You can't do nothing. We're neutered here, man. So that's another reason why we desire, man. We cry to the Lord, man. Come in and deliver us, man. You know, these women are out of their damn minds in this kingdom. You know, getting their way. Don't have to ever take accountability for the fuck shit that they do. You know, all that is gonna change on the day of the Lord, man. All right, everything's gonna be brought back to order. All right, it says, their glory. I read that verse 12. It says, they shall have the tree of life for an ointment of sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary. Go and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you. All right, and that's we're praying and begging the Lord to shorten the days, man. You know, that's hasting until the coming of the day of the Lord, man. Pray for a few days unto you, that the Lord shorten the days, man, that he hurry up and bring an end to this kingdom. It says that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. So the kingdom is already prepared for us, man. Okay. We just got to sit back and be patient. Wait. All right. And we're going to get our revenge on the heathen. All right. 1,000 years worth of get back on Esau. I know brothers can't wait for that. And even our sisters too, man. All right. But everything got to be brought in order first. And everything has to be fulfilled according to the Lord's word. All right. That's what it is. The elect has to be sealed. The word has to go forth. All these prophecies have to come to pass. The mark of the beast. All these things have to be fulfilled first. And then YAHAWASHI is going to show up out of the blue. We got to be ready for that, man. All right. So anyway, hopefully this was comforting to you, you brothers out there, and even you some sisters that also watch, subscribe, and get edified. Hopefully this was edifying. To give all praise to Yahawah Shem Yahushai. Until next time, Shalom.